Today's adventure takes us to Limestone Township and Limestone Cemetery here along the Kankakee River. I don't know if you could see the Kankakee River there in the background. And here I'm standing in front of the original gates to Limestone Cemetery. The cemetery itself is actually behind me. The gates are just on display. As here's the cemetery itself. There's about 1,000 graves here. This cemetery is very old, over 200 years old, goes back to about 1812. And there's some great pioneer tombstones in this cemetery that we're going to explore today. So please join me as we explore Limestone Cemetery. Hey everybody, welcome back to another cemetery exploration. I need everyone to do me a big favor. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you like my videos, please hit the like button. It does help me out a little bit with the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully at some point it'll give me a little bit of gas money. Doesn't yet, but I'm hoping at some point. So today we are in Limestone Township, in Limestone Cemetery along the Kankakee River near Kankakee. And this cemetery has about 1,000 graves in it, still active, and it goes back real far, back to the early 1800s, about 1812. And we are going to see what old tombstones we can find today. As a matter of fact, I am going to start on this one end because the cemetery is large and I don't want to miss anything. Let's start with this one here because I can read it. Here's Rebecca, wife of E. Dutt Lily. Thought I could read it. Liller, Duttaliller, and daughter of M.J.B. something or other, died 1884 at the age of 38 years old. So she was not very old. We have Hubert M. Cowles. It's like he died also in the 1880 time frame. This one here just says infant daughter Cowles. What is the death date on that one? 1872. 12 days. That's a shame. Right there. Check out this larger monument. Beautiful monument. The name is Emily, wife of F.H. Cooley, died 1891, 49 years old. And there is some scripture here that I'm not going to read to you, but if you want, you can pause the video and read it yourself. And H.H. Cooley, he died 1898. Beautiful monument there. Jessie Grace, their daughter, died December 17th, 1899. She was only 5 years old. What a shame. What a shame. And I believe that's it for that monument. We have some that are in the ground. I always find it's remarkable when they're in the ground like that and you can still read them. Here's Frank, the son of F.H. and E.R. Cooley. Died 1877. 1 year, 3 months, 17 days old. And here's another one of their children, Lydia. She died in 1970, 1 year and 5 days old. So unfortunately, the Cooley family had some tragedy in their life. Lucy here, C.Y. Tupper, and daughter of A and C, Cynthia Hawkins, died 70, age 26 years, 6 months, 11 days. It's remarkable that these tombstones can still be read. Here is the tallest tombstone in the cemetery. It's an obelisk. Probably 12 feet tall. Still stands. The name Allinson Hawkins. He died October 22nd, 1869 at 71 years, 6 months and 16 days. Then we have Abia, wife of Allinson Hawkins. She died 1885, 62 years of age. And unfortunately, we do have some children here. Infant died June 2nd, 1848, only 4 days old. And Justice, 1851, 9 months, 17 days. Elva, aged 1 month and 2 days, died 1852. And then we have another infant that died 1857 there. Wow. So 4 children died in that family. At least 4 children died. And here Cynthia died 1846 at 44. So sad. So sad to see that. Another one here in the ground. Mariette, it looks like. Daughter of someone. Let's see if we can get a date on this. I feel like that's going to be very difficult to get a date on this. As that is becoming pretty well worn. I do see 1848 on this one. James is the name. Sellers, June of 1848. I mean, 13 years before the Civil War even started. That's amazing to me. Here's another beautiful monument, large monument. A lot of writing on this one. Joel Hawkins died April 9th. It's like 1884. And then Hester, wife of John Hawkins, died, it looks like 1852. Yeah, so she was only like 40, it looks like. She died. We have some other. This one's much harder to read. I don't know if it's daughter or son. But a lot of, as I know, as I always say on this channel, a lot of children that die. Delanda, maybe? Very hard to tell. Died October something, aged 1 year. I want to say it's 1856. At least that's what it looks like to me. And we have Hester, daughter. That looks like 1840 something. Another young child that passed away. So sad. So sad to see that. This one I think we can read. This might be another duplicate. So I see Hester, wife of Hawkins. Yeah, died in 1852. And yeah, that's her right there. So it's a duplicate stone for her. Let's see what we have here. Jesse Hawkins. You see the handshake. The stone has been repaired. It's been broke several times, it looks like. Died December 16th, 1871, 23 years of age. Okay, let's see if we can read any of this. This might be difficult. James. It's very difficult to read. Very difficult to read. So, okay, where did that go? Interesting. As I'm reading, as I say James, this twig falls on my head. See that twig? But there's no trees above me. There's a tree there. That's strange. It's weird. Don't understand where that came from. Okay. I see Edwin here. Small, it looks like, maybe. Some of these are hard to read. Look at this. This is wonderful. Wow. This is a substantial tombstone. So tombstones are usually, well, here's one here. They're usually about that thick, which I would say is maybe an inch, inch and a half. This one's a good 3.5 inches thick. That is a massive tombstone for the time, and it's not going anywhere. Samuel Lewis. He died October 13th, 1851. Can still read that rather well. It's remarkable. This is half a tombstone in the ground. See the Bible open. And that's about it on that one. Don't know if we'll be able to read much from this. Well, let's see. Somebody died. Can't read that. That's very worn. Here's Hester M., daughter. It's interesting because I don't know if I've ever seen Hester as a daughter's name, and I've seen it multiple times in the cemetery. 1851. And Hester was very young, 1 year old. It's a shame. Finger pointing up. Is that Sabra? Interesting name. Can't make out the middle name. Wife of somebody. Can't make out the date of death either. Let's see, Byrnes is the name on that, but that's really worn. That's really worn. George W. Byrnes is one of the honored pioneers of this county. His name is inseparably connected with its upbringing. In 1834, George Byrnes accompanied his father to this county from Chicago on foot. The hardships and privations of pioneer life are well known to Mr. Byrnes, not as a matter of report, but of experience. He performed the arduous task of developing wild land. He aided in the organization of the county and was the first sheriff to which office he was elected in 1852, filling the position for a term of 2 years. Can't really see anything there. So this cemetery is interesting because there is a portion that is, I guess there is some old stuff over on the other side of the cemetery as well. I thought this was it. Margaret, it looks like. Taylor, Margaret Taylor, died 1865, it looks like. Aged Hard to tell. 72? Alright, let's go back here. There's several back here that we have not looked at. Got William Sterling, December 24th, 1849. Wow. 33 years old. Got one that says mother there, and this one was the same as William, but has seen better days. You can see the cap of it is there. This is probably his wife. Hard to tell, but probably his wife. All right, let's see what we have here. James Powell. Boy, James died 1846, it looks like. Maybe 36 years of age. Beautiful monument. Wonder if this tree even existed back then. Probably not. Really neat monument, though. All right, we're going to walk over here. So that seemed to be one of the older sections of the cemetery, but there are some old stones in here with newer ones. So I want to take a look at these. Harvey Vaughn, it looks like, died. I've never seen it. See that script? That's pretty interesting. I've never seen script like that on an older tombstone. Died 1851. 22 years old. Here's Abaya Vaughn. Died November 7th, 1851. Looks like 91 years old. Wow. So, well, this looks like maybe a 4. Is that a 4? I can't tell if that's a 4 or a 1. But even if it's a 4, and she was 91, I mean, holy cow. Born in the 1760s? That's remarkable. That is really remarkable. Wow. And just like any other of these old cemeteries, I always see it. There's always Civil War soldiers. And here's a colonel. Alonzo W. Mack, 76 Illinois Voluntary Regiment, 1822, January 4th, 1871. And you could tell this was not an original tombstone, but it is still rather old. Let's see if there's anything on this side. Nothing on this side. I wonder if this is his original tombstone here. It looks like it. I see Mac there. I don't think so, because that's 1867 or 60 something. Huh. Very interesting. Here's Rebecca, wife of something Beach, it looks like. The weeping willow tree there. Oh, we have a down flag. Let's put this back up. There we go. That is better for the Bueno family. Okay, there are several more I wanted to show you here. Emma, daughter of J&M Kuhn, looks like 1861. A lot of kids in this cemetery, although it looks like Emma was 12. Lori, wife of James Kuhn, March 30th, 1854, 52 years of age. This is a wonderful looking tombstone. I think it had broken at one time. Well, as a matter of fact, you can see it was in the ground there, and it must have fallen over, and they put a new base on it. That's why that tombstone stands so tall. And here's James Coon. Died 18, looks like 60 something. Hard to tell with that one. 69 maybe, age 68 years old. You know, it's always interesting, you know, these people died here in 2008 and 2006, and then right behind them are tombstones of people that died 1853. You know, it's just, it's interesting, you know, the time difference. But there's a bunch of old tombstones that are just in almost perfect condition here. We have George, it's like Jackson, died October 28th, 1853. 2 months old for little George. And here's Mary, wife of J.W. Seeley. Mary died 1852. Somebody really enjoys some crazy scripts with the word died. I've seen it a number of times in the cemetery with interesting scripts. Mary was 62 years of age. And as we go over here, Susan looks to be the name. Cowrill, perhaps. May, 1860 something, 3 maybe. Rachel Cowrill, February 17th, 1852, age 36. And this one is in great shape, be it that it's under this tree. Look at this tree with the vines growing up the side of it. Wow. That is really neat. That is a really interesting tree. All right. Squirrel. It says, I can even read that. There is rest in heaven with the finger pointing up. Louisa Ellen, daughter of... That's a little tough to read. 1857, it looks like. Aged 17 years. And that tombstone must have been refixed to the base because it's cut off at the bottom. What an amazing cemetery. Wow, so much history here. Man. Yes, Martin, 1905. Sophia, 1877. Just amazing history. Just amazing. Got William, 1860. Annie, 1889. It's their children. So at least 2 children. Sad to see that. Guys, thanks for coming with me today. Another amazing cemetery. I like how these old markers are right next to newer markers, and some of these newer markers are just incredible looking. And it's a great cemetery. Over 1,000 graves, still active. Thank you for coming with me. Please hit the like button if you liked the video. Please subscribe if you like my content. And as always, until next time, keep exploring.